Hey everybody, welcome back to the One Question series with me, Mischief and Dr. Yaffa Bey. It's Monday, September 2nd, 2024. Dr. Yaffa, you said you have a message for International Globalists. Do you want to share that message now?
Oh, sure, absolutely, Mick. To the people that are known around well, first of all, most people don't even know who you are. The average individual has never heard of you all. They know nothing about you. But to the people that are erroneously called the elite, and in my observation, there's nothing elite about you. You behave like a bunch of shadowy demons, but the world calls you the elite. I'm considering you the misrulers of the world, people who the general populace that you all classify, have the nerve to classify as useless eaters. We don't know you. I can't speak for everyone, but I'm speaking for people that need to be spoken for. We, the people that you all have the audacity to classify as useless eaters, we didn't elect you. We didn't choose you. We didn't select you. We never voted for you. We didn't appoint you. We don't even know who you all are. But you sit around in your luxury as predators, and you're basically these conglomerates of international corporations. You know, the WHO, the WEF, the UN, the IMF, the BlackRock, Vanguard, Soros, the Gates Foundations, all these foundations. You guys behave like predators. I'm observing you with your mischief. It is you all who went after the last guy because he had the unmitigated gall to pull the United States out of your operations. See, people don't understand or comprehend who you are because most of them have never heard of you. Some of the people that have, they didn't start hearing about you all until maybe 2017, 2019, 2020, 2021. That's when people started hearing buzz about you all. But you all are the most useless eaters on the planet. All you do is sit around as if the people that are useless to you, at least that's what you say, chose you to speak for and represent the rest of us when we don't know you. We didn't select you. We didn't appoint you. The Swabs and the Soroses and the whoever you guys are, we don't, oh, well, you'll own nothing and be happy. Who are you people? You say there are too many useless eaters on the planet. But if you who appointed yourself as leaders of the world and the world doesn't even know of you, doesn't know who you are because we didn't vote for you, we didn't choose you, we didn't elect you, we didn't select you. Most of us have never heard of you, don't know you, and you don't know us, and you don't want to know us, and we don't want to know you either. But you want to call the planet and reduce the population instead of leading by example by killing your entire families and then committing suicide to reduce the world's population. Because the people that you want to get rid of are the people that do all the work, all the labor, all the thinking. The middle class sets up all the mom and pop operations that hire most of the people, not you big corporations that basically don't give a crap about people because you have no heart. You're like the Tin Man, you have no heart. You just don't care. You run around murdering people. So I have a question for you all. Explain to me how it is that no one has time to stop the massive executions and attempts to drive people to extinction. Not only here, but I'm talking about what everybody calls the West Bank and Gaza and what people call Africa. I'm watching you run over there with this massive mpox shot in so-called Africa and over in the Gaza Strip. that is being blown to smithereens. No one is really allowed to bring in food or medicine or water or aid to the people, but you all have time to get up in there and do massive polio shots to the children of Gaza. And what is that you're giving them? It can't be good. I mean, if you can go in there and do the shots, you can go in there and do food, you can go in there and do aid, you can go in there and do medicinals, you can go in there and provide water, you can even go in there and do a ceasefire, but you cease fire long enough to shoot these children up with what? What are you guys doing? Who are you? You do not speak for the rest of the world that has never heard of you or didn't hear of you until the late 19th, 23rd century. I'm sorry, in the late 19th century, where it was like in what 19, no, yeah, the 2017, 19. Actually, that's mid 19th century, my era. But most people started hearing about you guys 2019, 2020, 2021. Before that, nobody knew who you guys were. And unfortunately, the people don't know we're dealing in a situation where Vanguard and BlackRock have almost become the umbrella over everything. Every corporation out there is some sort of subdivision of basically two conglomerates who are basically the same thing. What is going on here? We don't know you. We don't know of you. Clearly, you don't like the people. You can make the world think, oh, we don't like so-called black people, but I don't think you guys like any people. And I am beginning to question whether or not you actually even are people. You guys remind me of the movie called They Live, where people can't see you unless they're wearing special sunglasses. But they have to have heard of you first, and most people haven't. Therefore, most people can say nothing to you or about you because they know nothing of you. I'm aware of you, and you don't like us, and we don't like you either because we don't know you. We don't hate you the way you seem to hate us. We don't want you cold the way you want to call us. But most of you people, all you do is sit around in your meetings, on your private jets, telling everybody else about how to conserve fuel and how to not mess up the oxygen and carbon cutbacks. But you're riding around on a private jet or a big limousine, burning all kind of fuel by yourself or with one or two of your family relatives, which is kind of criminal. You want everyone else to have no car or a small car, or you want us to eat bugs, but you're not eating bugs. You're paying these huge amounts of money for these dinners where you guys are eating either people or great expensive steaks and filet mignons or whatnot. But you want the rest of us to do bugs. And you want the rest of us to be completely subordinate to you because you elevated yourself as misrulers of the world and classified yourselves as speakers for the rest of us when the rest of us have never heard of you. The rest of us do not know who you are. The rest of us have no idea where you came from, have no idea how you got in the positions that you're in other than placing yourselves there, and how it is that you are now considered the spokespeople for the earth and you're going to dictate for the whole planet. And I'm only seeing Oklahoma and Florida and Louisiana standing up to you guys saying, you have no say so here. What is wrong with the rest of the leaders of these states and these other small countries? Yeah, we know you like to bully people into submission. I have watched what you did to the last guy that everybody stole the 2020 election from because he had the nerves and the unmitigated gall to stand up to you guys and say, no, we don't want to have anything to do with it. He pulled us out of your operations, including the Paris Accords. He was like, we're paying too much money and we are an independent nation. We are not going to be subject to you. And you guys have let him have it since then up through now. And you putting in these shit show people that cackle and laugh, can't get up and downstairs, can't speak, can't read or answer a question without reading paper, that word salad us to death and giggle and cackle at us to death. And then you have your operation say, oh, they're in the lead. Oh, they won. They're not in the lead and they didn't win. And most people that are paying attention know it. Most people may not realize your hand in it because you've done an exquisite job of making sure that everybody's eyes are on the melanin rich people in the United States. So nobody sees y'all. No one is looking at you. But I say over 80 to 90% of the planet doesn't even know who you are, has never heard of you. They may have heard of one person or two, but there are usually rooms full of you. What dimension are you from? What planet are you from? Who put you in charge? Who chose you? Who selected you? Who appointed you? You guys do not speak for me. And Florida says you don't speak for them. Louisiana says you don't speak for them. Oklahoma says you don't speak for them. And I want to know where the rest of the goddamn governors and leaders of these states and cities, and never mind where the president and vice president are. They're your puppets, and I know it. I don't know about everybody else. The last guy was no one's puppet. That's why you didn't like him. You couldn't control him. And no one's scared to die, but you guys seem to be scared to die because you want to call the planet and reduce the population, but you will not lead by example and start with yourselves. If you want us to be reduced, reduce yourselves first. Because all you guys do is sit around in meeting after meeting after meeting, at dinner after dinner after dinner, while the rest of the world is starving, houseless, homeless, hungry, without clean food, water, and clothing or shelter. And you sit around and all you do is make decisions for the rest of us when we didn't ask you to make decisions for the rest of us. We don't know you. We didn't elect you. We didn't select you. We didn't choose you. We didn't give you permission to speak for us. Who are y'all? More importantly, what are y'all? Are you even from this planet? Are you even from this dimension? Because I'm beginning to suspect that whatever you are, you're not people, because you do not like people enough to be people, because you're not looking out for people. And I can tell based on the way you guys are going after children, the most vulnerable people on the planet, with these backwater agendas. What the hell? Are you from hell? I just want to know. I don't think you're people. And I know people think I'm crazy for asking it, but I've said many, many times, there's things that are walking this earth that look like the rest of us, and they're not people at all. I don't know where you are. I don't know who you are. I don't know where you're from. I don't even think I want to know. But I want you to know I didn't choose you to speak for me. I didn't elect you to speak for me. I didn't select you to speak for me. And I didn't appoint you to speak for me. I didn't give you permission to choose and decide what I can and cannot do with my body when you want to shove an agenda down my throat. And I'm hearing predator. You guys remind me of predators, sexual predators. No means no, means no, means no, means no, means no. If I am on a date with a guy and he wants to have relations with me and I say no, and he says, oh, I'm not going to worry about it, I'll just put something in her drink. And then when she passes out, I'll do it. I'll have my way with her. When I hear Gates say, oh, don't worry about the people that didn't want to take this, that thing, or the other thing, we're just going to put it in their food. You are no different than the sexual predator that roofies someone that told the dude no, no, no. You don't get to sneak it on me when I tell you I don't want it. If someone says, I don't want to have relations with you, I enjoy your company, I enjoy your conversation, but we draw the line there. Let's have this dinner, let's have this drink, but I don't want to have relations with you. And you go, I'm not worried about her saying no. I'm gonna just slip something. I'm gonna roofie her. If people told you no, they didn't want to take your thing in 2020 and 21, no means no. To go, well, we'll just put it in the food. We'll just put it in the water. We'll just spray it on the vegetables at Whole Foods or whatever it is you guys are doing. We'll just put it in the seeds. We'll shoot up the fish and the lamb and the beef and the chicken and the turkey with it. You are just like a sexual predator that does not comprehend that no means no. You don't get to sneak it on somebody when they told you no. Why don't you guys just leave the rest of us alone? Why don't you, do your little experiments on one another and one another's children? You all have children, maybe. Why don't you give them your stuff and leave the babies in Gaza who are going through enough alone? Leave the children in Africa who are going through enough alone. Leave the children in the United States or Asia or wherever. Why don't y'all leave people? Is there something wrong with you? Seriously, do you all need psychological counseling? Because I'm beginning to suspect either something is clearly wrong with you if you're people, or you're just not people at all, and you don't like people and you want the world cleared of people so you can have the planet of the people. And as long as you keep everybody distracted with your rainbow coalitions and your Antifa groups and your Black Lives Matter operations and your whatever it is you guys are doing, so that nobody ever looks up and sees you all, you committee of 300s and the so-called cabals and the shadow governments. Who and what are you? And let me say to the omniverse, you do not speak for all people, because over 80% of the people have never heard of you, do not know who you are, and know nothing about you, didn't appoint you, approve of you, select you, choose you, or elect you. And none of them have given you permission to stand on this planet and try to speak and be the voice for everyone else on the planet that does not even know who you are or that you exist. Why don't y'all leave the rest of us alone? Back off. You have so many riches, and the only thing you guys can figure out how to do is destroy people's lives and stand back and watch and laugh like your vice president that's always cackling and laughing at us. Obviously, you guys are sitting around cackling and laughing at us too. Oh, you're going to own nothing and you'll all be happy. So you guys just want to own everything. Mm. I've warned people about people that think like you all. Anybody, no matter what color they are, that's running around the world promoting slavery or, thinking that children are fair game at any age for sexual advances or whatever it is that y'all are doing, eating, drinking, shooting the children, whatever it is you guys are doing, it is not acceptable. It is not okay. It has not been approved by the people. We didn't ask you for it. We didn't tell you to speak for us. We didn't tell you to decide for us. We didn't tell you to choose for us. There's so many different ethnic groups of people on the planet. I can't speak for them. I cannot even speak for my own ethnic group. But most people that I know that know of you, they don't like you. They don't like your agenda. We feel the same way Florida feels, and the same way that Oklahoma feels, and the same way that Louisiana feels. You guys are running around the world terrorizing people. You're terrorizing people. And you think we don't deserve to live because of that wickedness and that malevolence that you function with and that sneaky deviance that you are operating with? You guys do not deserve to exist. Your corporations don't exist for real. In the real world, corporations are not real. They don't walk, they don't talk, but you guys hide behind them. And you're doing it for wealth and power and control. Back off. Please leave everybody alone. And everybody else that's listening to this, if you know who I'm talking about, you guys need to get into your spiritual power and you need to start calling down spiritual forces, either to shut them down or to raise yourselves up. One or the other. Either they got to be taken down or the people have got to be raised up above them, which the second option is the better one because you have a lot of people out here that are order takers. I'm just following orders, ma'am. I'm just doing my job, sir. They don't think. And a lot of them are behind guns and badges. There's too many non thinkers behind guns and badges and uniforms. So the people are going to have to raise their frequency up above this wickedness in high places that is spoken of biblically. The Most High is going to help if and when we're ready. We're going to have to call on some help because I don't know who these cats are. Do y'all? I'm just saying. In closing, I'm going to add this to everybody that thinks that none of what I'm saying has any bearing on you. You have to remember if you eat fruits and vegetables, particularly what you consider organic from, Whole Foods types of stores, you better look into APEEL, the appeal that is being sprayed on your fruits and vegetables that Mr. Gates came up with. I mean, this is a guy who has no medical training whatsoever, could not even remotely keep a virus off of his Windows computer. But you want to go around here and try to deal with the planet's viruses. Dude, you out your league. You out your league. Everybody needs to pay attention to who are these or what are these so-called elite cabal, shadowy demons working from behind the scenes. They do not have our best interest at heart. Therefore, they do not speak for us. And thank you for listening. And by the way, in addition to my thank you for listening, this may very well be the final recording for the One Question series because we are getting kind of tired of the games that are being played by this platform. But we do appreciate those of you that have listened and have followed. Harambe.